We know that pursuing lost students in their world can be intimidating, so we want to take a few minutes to share with you some strategies to help you be more effective.
And John, first and foremost, we want campus life leaders and their team to be in prayer. We want them to have people around them praying about contacting, and we want them to be in an abiding relationship with the Father.
Yeah, that's a great place to start, Chip. It's important for us as we go into their world to not sell campus life. We're there to love them. So we don't go in with flyers to get them to come to club, but we're there to initiate that first relationship with them.
And it's also not just about meeting kids. It's also about meeting the adults that are in their world. This can be their teachers, their administrators, the coaches, and the parents. And on a side note, for those who work with middle schoolers, meeting parents is crucial. They're still very involved in their students' their child's lives, and it's important that we initiate relationships with those parents.
Yeah, and especially if we plan to be on campus during the school day, really good idea to probably get probably permission from the adults, the administrators,
Sure.
to be on that campus so we don't get kicked out.
Yeah, and with middle school, that's real important because it's a major red flag when you walk on there by yourself as an adult.
Yeah. Also, we don't want to go alone, probably for one of the reasons like you just said, especially middle school. People maybe get a little creeped out, maybe think it's a little different for us to be there alone. So we want to really empower our team of leaders to go with us, to be there. I think it speaks volumes for the kids to see a team go, to be able to love to initiate those relationships together. So we never want to go alone together.
And we need to remember the goal is to meet new students. So we need to be going to activities and events and things where we know there's going to be students that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a variety of activities and events so we're not meeting the same kind of students all the time.
Yeah. And then as we get to meet those new students, it's fun to be able to begin to build those relationships. And as we get those relationships built, they're able to introduce us to some of their friends, which is fun for us to be able then to get to meet them in a new and fresh way.
Great point. And you know what's really important, George? To remember their...
Wait, I'm John.
Oh, John, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, it's important, John, to remember their names.
Unbelievable.
Your team, as you go on to these campuses and to these activities where students are, we need to have strategies to remember names. It's writing them down, it's repeating the name in conversations, it's going back and creating a data list of kids' names. We need to remember names.
Yeah, and as we do that, we want to find connecting points to be able to do that. You're a Steelers fan?
George, I'm a Ravens fan.
Ravens fan.
Oh, John.
Yeah,
Ravens. And don't bring up the Steelers. They lost yesterday.
They did, yeah. But we want to find ways that we can connect with them. Maybe they're wearing a Cubs hat. I'm a Cubs fan. So we want to be able to find ways to be able to connect and build that bridge, to be able to start a conversation. And as we start that conversation, I want to find some fun ways to just bridge that gap. And as we ask open-ended questions, we need to be a good listener. That's important, is it not?
And in the midst of that, we don't want them to overstay our welcome. We don't. Those conversations aren't about learning their whole story yet. It's getting to know that student, getting to know their name, a little bit about them, and then it's time to kind of move on so they don't feel awkward.
Yeah, it's always had those times where it's a little awkward, and that's never good to do that. And then, I don't know if we mentioned that, but names are important. A lot of value in that.
Sure.
I felt a little offended. George, my name's John.
John,
right?
sorry.
Yeah, and I know your name's Chip, right? I get that because I value you.
I appreciate that.
But remember names. It speaks volumes to a kid.
And keep the mission the focus. Remember that it's about reaching every young person with the life-changing message of Jesus Christ.